If there was a word I could use to describe our form, frenetic, that's too aggressive. All over the place. That's 4 words, but that's where we've been. It's been really... We're at that phase where we're losing to bad teams and beating good teams. And it's really kind of bothersome, especially as we're just coming into the real meat of the schedule at the end of the year. We're fighting for championship football. I'd be happy with Europa League football, but we've been in 4th place for the longest time. I don't want to say we have a stone-cold lead pipe lock on it, but it'd be great if we could qualify for it. So we'll have to wait and see. That said, we got Europa League football today against Zenit. I wish I was more confident about this. My name's FM20. It's time to get real. So after losing to Atletico in the Copa del Rey 5th round, we went away to Sevilla and lost 3-1. This was just... We had 21 shots, 8 on target, but it really didn't feel like it. We had a possession advantage, but it really didn't feel like it. I swear almost every highlight that came up was theirs. Or it started with us giving a ball away to them. Sarek had an own goal in the 14th minute. Marmol had a goal in the 25th minute. Roberts had a goal in the 75th minute. Statistically speaking, you would have thought we'd been in this. Realistically speaking, we were out of it for most of the game. And then against Real Sociedad, Mikel Moreno got a goal just before the end of the first half. Everybody had an off game. St. Jair was on a 6-2. Lemaitre was on a 6-5. Smokovic was on a 6-3. About the only player who had a good game was Van Berkel. But even then, they had 11 shots, 5 on target. And we picked the wrong time to slump. We absolutely thumped Cadiz 5-1, but they're 20th in the league. They're getting relegated this year. They did their best the past couple of years to stay up, but I think they lost some players who were really contributing to the team. I don't think they adequately replaced them. If we look at their transfer history, Kudryk went out. I don't recognize anybody they brought in, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It looks like they got promoted and then they spent 14 million here and then they sold 1.6 million here, but it looks like the players they bought, Kravitz, Levere, Malejo, Loren, Aravello. They brought in Jesse Lingard for 2.9 million here. He hasn't really done much to help them. And, a couple players they brought in have turned around and gone out on loan. So they're obviously running into issues. They'll probably be back. I just don't know when. But we did a really good job in beating them. It was an all-around good match. 21 shots, 14 on target. Majicek a goal. Helio a hat-trick's worth of goals. Campos a goal in the 88th minute. And then against Valladolid, we beat them 3-0. Charles Ely Mathis a brace of goals. Helio a goal. We had 23 shots, 12 on target. They're 10-3. This wasn't really much of a match. I think they were kind of in the same situation we were a couple weeks ago. They were just tired as hell, and it really showed. Their pace was really, really down. They dwelled on the ball. They dwelled on the ball a lot. It doesn't look like it. Well, I mean, if you're dwelling on the ball, you still have possession of it, so that's why the possession was fairly equal. So today we are playing Zenit. They are in the Russian Premier League, and they are a pretty good team. Second, third. They had an off year 2 years ago. And then they bounced back and finished second last year. They always seem to be the bridesmaids and never the brides to Spartak. And then 1 year, Spartak had a completely off year. So where's Spartak playing this year? Did they make it to the Champions League? They did. Doesn't look like they got out of the group. Nope, they didn't. But they got there, which is, well... Good grief, Man City, AS Monaco, Real Madrid. No wonder they didn't get out of the group. Good grief, what a group of death. Boy, you're up against it when you're Real Madrid and you come in third. Wow. Okay, so we probably have our work cut out for us. They're a quality team. We're mostly match fit. We're mostly healthy. We did have one injury. I think I talked about it last episode. The only major one that's Delaware twisted his knee. He's out for a little bit. Diagne twisted or pulled his calf muscle. He's out for about a week. Andrich, a hernia, is just coming off of that, and I don't expect him to play anytime soon. Elliot Fontaine, my young midfielder, 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability, 22 years old, has had a really good season for us this year. Went out with torn ACL ligaments. Innocuously injured was how it happened. And then Addison Andrade had a hip injury. He'll be coming back from that here shortly. So I'm going to go set my best available 11, check the reserves. I'm going to be back with our Europa League match against Zenit in just a bit. Oh, Porto's playing a 4-2-3-1, and I don't recognize any of them except maybe Kalu. That name sounds familiar. Samuel Kalu. I know the name, just not from where. And they got Cameron Carter-Vickers. Okay, that name I recognize. We're, of course, playing our 4-2-4. Van Berkel in goal. He is 2 games away from a high-end shutout record. Mahmoud, Sirac, Lukeba, and De La Vobora as the defensive back. Sinkshire and Matishak as the midfielders. Mathis and Lamatre as the midfielders. Helio and Smilkovic up top as the strikers. Andrich is just back from his injury and is nowhere near match fit. Although, to be fair, a lot of the players I have on the bench are nowhere near match fit. I just haven't been able to get them game times and to get them match fit, and Mathis just went out. We'll bring on Court Novus. Helio in the box. Dispossessed, but it goes to Mahmoud. He crosses in. Cameron Vickers knocks it away. Lamatre finally gets on his horse and gets the ball. Magishak passes it back to Lamatre, who goes wide. Cuts inside, gets past one. Magishak top the box. Far post. Yes, Eric. The team captain, kind of the unsung hero of the save so far. He's been a steady midfield presence since I bought him. Lamatre did really good to get past that. One tapper from, well, it wasn't a tapper, it was a cannon of a shot from Magishak. Sinkshire. Back to De La Vobora. He sends in the box. Carter Vickers knocks away to Rongier, but he heads it right to Matishak. That was misplayed. Lamatre, he puts it far post. That was well done. Matishak returns the favor for Lamatre this time. Rongler misplayed that header. Sinkshire on a penalty kick from outside. And Goida gets that ball back, holds it up, rolls it out to Lazaro. Smilkovic dispossesses him, and Lagoda with a great save. Carter Vickers up to Zobnin. Zobnin. Okay. I'm actually not half bad at pronouncing Russian names. It just means I'm not half good. Apparently, I get better at pronouncing Russian names when I have a few vodkas in me. So, Kamano takes that ball away, driving forward, cuts left, no one in front of him. Van Berkel comes out and challenges and stops it. Corner kick for Zenit. Lukeba knocks that away. Kamano's going to run that down. Kalu. To Rongier. Dispossessed. Lamatre. He himself is dispossessed by Kalu, who sends it to Zobnin. And the highlight ends. De La Vobora to Lamatre. To De La Vobora. Magishak. Dispossessed, but Lamatre gets it back inside the box. Gives it back to De La Vobora. In the box, and he takes a shot right at Lagoida. Kalu sends the corner kick in, knocked away, but Kamano gets it back out to Kalu on the right, sends it in again, knocked away again. Helio runs it down. He's got some help. Instead, he goes baseline, and he shoots it at the side of the goal. Zenit sends it in again. Cameron Carter-Vickers knocks it off the crossbar. Sinkshire runs it down, and that is the half. Statistically, it's a pretty even game. They've had 12-5. We've had 10-8. They've had the possession advantage, but it definitely hasn't worked for them. Magishak and Lamatre scored 3 minutes of each other. Van Berkel taps it to Lukeba. He sends it up to Lemaitre. Nice first touch. Majeshak up to De La Vabora, who never stopped running. He holds it up, overruns it, sends it in. Knocked away. Zobnin up to Kalu. Driving forward. In between the defenders. Yermakov. A nice effort. 62 minutes in. We're going to bring Kitolano in for De La Vabora. Vabora's just gassed. Plus, he's on the yellow card, and I don't want to risk him making a mistake and having to foul to recover. Zobnin, shadowed by Mahmoud, but he gets it to Gaziev. Over to Rangier. Back to Zobnin. He sends it up to Gaziev, who's got no one in front of him, so he drives towards the box and holds up. Past Mahmoud. Kamano is there. Who the heck is my number 23? Kitolano. Why? Oh, let's see this in the 3D. That ball looked like it went through Kitolano. Gaziev looks like he's driving forward, pulls back, crosses it in. Even if he'd got a head on the ball, it would have gone to the goal. It was a low cross. He just should have thrown his body in. Helio, from well outside the box. Knocked away, but Helio's going to run it down. In the crowd. Still in the crowd. And a weak shot. Lagoya has no problem stopping that. 4 minutes of extra time. Can we hold on? And we can, with 2 away goals at Zenit early in the game. 17 shots, 13 on target. So they're 19 and 9. We have an advantage going back to high end. Well, Granada. I still haven't heard anything about the new stadium. Plans are in the works. So, it's a bureaucracy thing, which means, it'll get done when it gets done. With my luck, I'll end the save. I'll be top of the La Liga, win the Champions League a couple of times, and end the save, and the stadium still won't be built. I really don't want to click on this. 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, that's not too bad. Majeshak inspires a real high and win. He does. He did really well. So, depending on the winger situation, we may have to break out another formation. I've got a 4-2-4 that the guys have trained on. They're just not match fit on it. So, that could be a possibility. So, we got Osasuna coming up next in La Liga. We're going to play that offline and then come back for our home match against Zenit in just a bit. Well, we beat Osasuna, but it's a hollow victory because, of course, after bigging up Eric Majeshak the last game about how good he was and our captain and how steady he was and everything, yada, yada, this, yada, yada, that, he broke his foot. He's out the next 2 to 3 months. So we go into Zenit with not the most match-fit squad. Kordanovas is going to take over from Majeshak in the midfield line. Sirac is the new captain. He's the vice captain after Nunez left. And, we've got our work cut out for us. So I'm going to double-check that 11, set the reserves. We're going to be back with our home match against Zenit in the Europa League in just a bit. Well, to say we are now thin in a couple of positions would be an understatement. We're playing our 4-2-4, of course. Van Berkel in goal. Mahmoud, Sirac, Lukeba, and De La Vabora as the defensive back four. Sinkjaer and Kordanovas as the midfielders. Smakovic and Lemaitre as the attacking midfielders. Helio and Andrich up top as the strikers. Andrich is just coming off injury. Kovac, I don't believe I have him registered for the Europa League, and that is my own darn fault. And Lemaitre can't play over on the left. So, Smilkovic can, maybe not as good as other players, but I'm comfortable with him there. We got a 2-0 lead. We just have to hold them. Or 2-1 lead. We have a 2-away goal advantage, so we just have to hold them. Sinkjaer to Sirac. Long pass. Smilkovic taps up to Helio. Up into space. Lemaitre. And he puts it far post around the keeper. Well done, Guillaume. Both my wingers, they're young, they're French, they've had really good seasons too. Nice pass by Helio. Lemaitre wrong footing the Zenit keeper. Knocked into space. St. Jair to Smokovic, and he scores. Dale Vabora sent it in, was headed away. St. Jair headed it down to Smokovic, who was right there. That was well done. We really haven't practiced set pieces a lot lately. Kordanovas is fouled. That was frustration on Zobnin's part. I don't want to say anything about this being in the bag, so I'm not going to say anything about this being in the bag. Mahmoud driving forward. Gets around the one defender, crosses it in, knocked down. St. Jair sends it back to Mahmoud. He feeds Smokovic to Helio. St. Jair tries sending it in, but it bounces off his Zenit player, Mahmoud. Helio! And he puts it away with the header. 3-0 up on Zenit. We're probably going to switch things up tactically at the half. Slow pace down, go down to balanced. Dale Vabora to Kordanovas. Sends it in. Smokovic. Oh, nice save by the Zenit keeper. It's Areola. It's a different keeper than the one they had last time. And that is the half. 12 shots, 9 on target for us, 1 and none for Zenit. Roman Zobnin set off on a straight red on a pretty vicious tackle of Kordanovas in the 23rd minute. So we slowed down the pace. We took off the offside trap. I'm still in attacking. I should probably go down to balanced. Helio dumps it off to Sirac. Sends it out to Mahmoud. He drives forward. Crosses it in. Lamatre's there, and it's off the post. Well, as my friend from Texas would say, it looks like Zenit's give a damn done broke. St. Jair has an injury. We're 75 minutes in. We'll get a couple players off. Bring on Fernandez for St. Jair. Kitolano's going to come on for Mahmoud. We're going to have to leave De La Vabora on. Actually, no. Let me check something out here real quick. Kitolano is going to have... No, we'll get Mahmoud off. And Kitolano technically is coming on for Mahmoud. Piccione Ricardo is going to come on for Dale Vabora. And we are going to be 3-0 winners at Zenit, 5-1 on aggregate, 20 shots, 10 on target for us, 7-1 for them. An early goal followed by an early red card for Zenit, or an early goal for us followed by an early red card for Zenit did not help them in the least. And we are off to the semis. Wait a minute, quarters. Yeah, we reached the quarterfinals. Okay, so Mahmoud was good. He's really developing. I paid a decent amount of money for him back in the day when I really didn't have it, and he has really come on recently. He's 3.5-star current ability. Reasonably sure he's going to reach this 4 stars here fairly soon. His attributes have all gone up, with the exception of finishing. His leadership and off the ball has come up. I think his bravery's come up by 1. It's one of those things I'll have to go back to the spreadsheet and ask, but his physicals have come up as well. He's still an excellent marker and a decent tackler. He is definitely was worth the risk. I took a big risk in signing him for what I did when I did it, and it cost us $9.75 million back when we only had a transfer budget of about 12. So a lot of that was international appearances, and I knew I was going to have to pay that out because he's Egypt's starting left back. So he was worth the money spent. Dale Vabora is out the next match. Mahmoud is out the next match. So we've got the draw coming up. We'll find out who we're playing in just a minute. And then that's who will probably come back and play. Wait a minute. I just saw something on the news that is shocking. Jos Giori hired Balotelli as coach. Mario Balotelli is a coach in this version of FM20. Holy frack. He's not a great coach either, but wow. 17 level of discipline. Are you kidding me? This is the guy who has like 4 teamwork. OTP Banca Liga. That is Hungarian. Yeah, First Division Hungary. They get prize money. That puts them ahead of us, but we have better TV rights. So 6 of one, half dozen the other. Let's find out who we're playing here. 8 teams: Atletico, Chelsea, Eindhoven, Madrid, AZ, Man United, and TSG 1899 Hoffenheim. Man, if we end up with AZ, I'm going to be really, really messed up. Eindhoven. We're playing Eindhoven. The game always stalls right before it picks your team. That's how I know it's coming up. Because if I click and I click, it's right there. But usually if you click and nothing happens right away, it's your team. So, Man United is playing Hoffenheim. Atletico is playing Chelsea. AZ is playing Real Madrid. We are playing Eindhoven. First in the area division. Wow, they're beating Ajax. Well, Ajax is second. AZ is third. They're 6 points clear of Ajax. Okay. Got our work cut out for us. It's going to be rough, especially with the players we've got coming up, with the players who are out as a result. Oh, we got the semifinal draw coming too. So Madrid or Chelsea is going to play Man United or Hoffenheim. Eindhoven or us is going to play AZ or Madrid. Fabulous. Okay. Well, let's see when we're playing them. Oh, look, in 3 weeks. So we're going to come back home and away at Eindhoven. And what are our last games? Athletic Club, Barcelona, and Madrid. That's, well, Atletico Madrid. So we're currently holding on to 4th place. We're 4 points ahead of Valencia. But with all the injuries we've had and everything else, it's going to be rough. Helio has 27 goals and 11 assists and 8 players in the match. Oh, it's because they're counting as non-competitive goals. No, they're not. He's got 6 in the UEFA League, 4 in the Copa del Rey, 17 in La Liga. He's 4.5 stars now. That is insane. I thought he would top out at 4 stars, but holy cow. He just signed a new contract too this season. We're probably going to have to sign him to another contract next season. He will probably be our first €100,000 player. And I will pay that to keep him. So a couple of good games against Zenit. Although for the future against Eindhoven, we're really not set up all too well. It's going to be a matter of juggling some pieces back and forth. Maybe switching a formation to fit the players we have healthy. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, which, when you think about it, is kind of poetic with us playing Eindhoven and all that. So, if you did like what you see and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, questions, criticism, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM20, and I thank you for watching.